There's so many cool areas you can train your kids in. It's like, again, you're getting a new teammate on this team, and it's like, congratulations, like, mom, dad. Now we get to like begin the process of training them in this family culture, and so yeah, you need to spend some time thinking through how to do that. One of the things that if you guys get a hold of this playbook that Grant and Kelly tease out really well is they have this visual of, and there's 3 steps to every training process, and like I said, whether you're starting a sport or starting a job, it's always these 3 steps: demonstrate, drill, defend. In other words, the first step is somebody shows you how to do it. Then somebody says, okay, why don't you try it? And if it's something that requires a lot of muscle memory, like a sport, they'll drill you in it over and over again. And then eventually, if they know you've got it, then they'll defend it. In other words, that's the coach who says take a lap if you aren't paying attention and aren't doing what you're trained to do. But those are the 3 steps of every training process. Well, what Grant and Kelly have talked about in this playbook is actually making that visible in some kind of big way. So you have like 3 boxes: demonstrate, drill, defend. And so you have post-it notes, and you can be like, let's say we're training our kids right now how to interrupt us, when we're in the middle of a conversation. All right. So we're going to start with demonstrate. So you show them, okay, I want you to put your hand on my arm so I'm going to start a conversation with mom, and you're going to run in, hey, mom, and then I want to show you exactly. And so oftentimes, like, you just want to act this out in the most dramatic way in front of your kids, and they'll get it much faster that way. You're showing them, this is what we're currently doing as a family now. And you can show them this is not working. Like, I can't even finish a conversation with one of my friends. And it's really important that part of our family mission, and we talk to our kids about this, we're trying to make disciples. We're trying to, listen to people's hearts. Like, we need to be careful that we're not disrespecting this other person that's in this conversation. You're not disrespecting your mom or dad, because we could be talking about something really important. But, you're also really important. So we want you to put your hand on my arm. I'll acknowledge you immediately that I know you're there. And when I finish a sentence or finished a paragraph and I can pause, I'll turn to you, and then I will address whatever your concerns are. That one thing, if you've got like 4 or 5 kids, is going to take so much chaos out of your family. And it's just so simple. So demonstrate that to your kids, drill, like practice it a few times. And then once everyone knows it, you're like, okay, everyone here knows it. Okay, if you fail to do this, the next time you run in here and just start calling my name, you're going to lose a marble, right? But every single time I feel that hand, then it's going to probably trigger for me, like, why don't you go ahead and put a marble in your bowl? Like, so there's a whole season of just training on that over and over again. We're just constantly positively reinforcing what's been trained, and our kids really are enjoying that. By the way, one of the things I love about having a reward system is it stops you from ever having to really say no to your kids about like buying something, because the question that you always want a kid to ask when they're like, mom, can I get this? Can I get that? You ever take your kid to the store and they want everything, right? You don't ever want them to just to shut. That's all good motivation. Like, that's all fodder for entrepreneurial like interest. Like, you want to take all that interest and point it at something, like, and gamify it and say, okay, yeah, you can get there, but like, this is how you're going to get it. So we always said to our kids, like, of course you can buy that stuff, but then they won't have enough marbles. They don't have any money. Well, how can I get that? Well, like, so anytime, do you have the money to buy that? Do you want to get that? Do you have enough marbles to have an ice cream? Oh, okay. Well, let me show you how to get there. Now, all of that interest is focused now on the things you're training them in, and they see how to get there. So that creates this awesome culture where your kids aren't constantly like trying to figure out how to basically annoy you to get stuff, but they're trying to figure out how to enter the family culture to get stuff, to be a better team player to get stuff, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's just a way better way of using that energy than simply saying no.